Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this week's video, we're going to be doing a kind of like a companion video to my Nintendo 2019 video. So in this one, we're actually going to be talking about whether Nintendo will be releasing an updated version to the Nintendo Switch 2019 anytime soon. So yeah, let's talk about new hardware. Okay, so, do we really need a new Nintendo Switch? Yes. At some point, yes. Mostly because PS5, Xbox 2 will be coming out sometimes in the next probably 2 years. Year at the earliest. So what does that mean? That means basically the games will get more powerful, better looking, and being able to port them over to the Switch may become more problematic. So Nintendo's best plans would be to release a more powerful Switch that, like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, allows you to play the games on both hardware. But if you're on the say new Nintendo Switch, you can take advantage of better looking games, more powerful graphics, resolution, and there's a couple other things they could be doing. I definitely think that they need to come up with a new hardware, and they probably will, because they do it lately. It's kind of the things they do with their handhelds, which the Switch is kind of a handheld, so I don't see why they wouldn't upgrade it. So you have the DS, then the DS Lite, the DSi, the 3DS, the 2DS, the new 3DS, the 3DS XL, all that. So, to me, that can mean a couple things. I hope they come out with actually two different versions of a new Switch. I would like to see them come out with the Switch Pro, like the upgraded version, can handle better graphics, more powerful, and that's all they have to change. They don't have to change anything else. Make it more powerful, closer to the PS4 and Xbox One X kind of place. Obviously, it's not going to be anywhere near it, but enough so that way PS5 and Xbox 2 games will be a little bit easier to port over, and companies aren't like, well, forget about Nintendo, we can't do anything with them now because they're too far back. I think PlayStation and Xbox kind of like stepped on their own feet by creating consoles where the games had to be made to play on both, because when they did that, they already gave the game the ability to downgrade even more for the Switch. So if game makers are already making games for two consoles with the ability to scale down power, then scale a little bit more down, you have the Switch. So why don't you make a new Nintendo Switch Pro that just gets you a little bit closer to the PS4 and the Xbox Ones, and that way when the next consoles come out, you're not that much farther behind, and the downgraded graphics and textures and all that lighting can make it so you can bring the game over to the Pro Switch. Now, maybe that will cause some games to only work on the Nintendo Switch Pro. Could be. But if those games are only the games that, would only be on the PS5 and Xbox 2, I don't think that's that big of an issue, because they wouldn't come over at all. So at least as long as they come over to some systems, and then maybe they slowly phase out the Switch over time anyways, and you have the new Switch or the Switch Pro. The other thing I could see them announcing is, on top of, I don't think they'd add too many new features. I think they'd want to go for more power, which means they wouldn't want to upgrade the screen or upgrade any more parts because they want to keep the cost down. So they wouldn't want to add too many new things to it. Now, what they could also do, which I'm okay with, it doesn't need to be more powerful, as long as it's still easy for people to port their games over to the console, that's fine. So if you don't want to go more powerful, but you want to go more features, a Switch Mini wouldn't be bad. Because I play my Switch mostly in dock mode. And every once in a while I play it sitting on my couch. But I don't need that big screen when I'm sitting on my couch. I would prefer to be able to pick up my Switch and bring it with me. The Switch is too big to bring with me. If they could shrink the screen a little bit, the bezel a little bit, and make it so that way I could fit it into a bag or my pocket a little bit more, that would be cool. The other thing is, I know it goes against the name, but you know, the 2DS goes against the name on the 3DS. So I'll just say that before, you know, you shoot me down for the next thing. Nintendo Switch Home Edition. You know, that could be the name. Who knows? But a Switch, no screen. A little box, a little Switch, sits on your shelf like a little mini NES. Put in the cartridge on top, slide them in, whatever. Be cool if it was on top. Kind of like a Super Nintendo or N64. And you can play Switch games on your TV at home, all in one, no screen. Drops the price of the Switch. Because I would imagine what keeps the price of the Switch so expensive: screen, battery, keeping that all cool in that tight little package that they have. So imagine if they could release a home version, because you wouldn't want to drop the price of the Switch too much and kind of run over the 3DS's little home, because I think they want to keep a little handheld at that price point. So what if you drop a $150 Switch, $199 maybe, home version, little console design, no screen, no docking needed, no battery needed. You just plug it into the wall, plug it in your TV. It sits there on your shelf, and you put the games on, plug in a hard drive to it or whatever, and you have all your games. Now, that would probably drop the cost of the Switch a lot. So I would imagine they could probably sell one for $150, and you could have, there you go, your home Switch for people that really don't care about bringing it with them. I don't really care about bringing it with me too much. What I do like is having docks in multiple rooms, just picking it up, plopping it on, and playing it in different rooms. But if you told me I could buy a $150 Switch, yeah, alright, I'm sold, I'm buying it, if I didn't already own one. So those models I could see. More powerful Switch, a Switch Mini maybe, a no screen Switch for people that just want to switch home, you know, home edition of some sort. Now, could they go Switch Pro, more powerful, better screen, smaller bezel, lighter, better cooling? Maybe, but I think that would then bump the price up even more. And at that point, you gotta pick and choose what you want. I would take any of them, really. I'd probably want the more powerful one, knowing that, you know, any new games coming out here on 4th for the PS4 or Xbox One, I know being ported over the Switch is taking even less of a bump down to be on there. That, I think, is much better. Because I like buying everything for the Switch, just because I like Nintendo. And multiple people in my house like to play it, so if they can pick it up, bring it with them, take it off the TV, or plop it on their room, that's cool. I like that feature. So, a more powerful one would mean, hey, I can make sure that any game coming out is probably going to be ported if the developer wants to. The other thing I could see them doing is maybe a new dock 2.0. A smaller dock, one that's cheaper for Nintendo to sell, and then people could buy more, and they're selling an accessory that goes with their Switch. So, you know, those are kind of the things. I would like to also see them maybe with a Pro version sell, you know, a Joy-Con that has D-pad into it. That way, if I am playing handheld and I'm playing a 2D game, I have a D-pad, not those Joy-Cons. That's the other thing I'd like to see. Maybe they do an XL version. I don't think the screen needs to be that much bigger. But, you know, if you took that bezel that they already have and stretched the screen all the way to the edge, and then maybe made the remotes bigger too, that'd be a nice for around the house. The Joy-Cons are a little small. I wish they were just a little bit bigger, a little bit more growth, you know, just to hold on to it. So if they made like an XL, large in the screen, doesn't make the system itself any bigger because they have all that real estate. Maybe they can figure out something, maybe make it a little thicker to raise the screen out. And then bigger Joy-Cons on both sides. That would be nice. Really, that's kind of what I would see. Now, when will it come out? If they do announce one. I think that could be an E3 drop-in. And I think Christmas this year. You know, if you plan on a PS5 and Xbox 2 to come out sometime soon, if it's not coming out for this Christmas, it's probably next year. Or next Christmas. So 2 years away. Now Nintendo, to kind of maybe take the storm, a whole holiday season, no new consoles, maybe releases the Pro for this Christmas season. Adds a lot more sales because now people will want to convert over. Newcomers will be like, oh wow, more powerful one. Let's get that one. Or the other ones become a little bit cheaper and they hop onto the board. So I think, you know, they could take advantage of that a whole year out to have a more powerful Pro, which will mean more people may jump on board and be like, oh, this is so much closer to the PS4 and Xbox now that developers can put games onto it that are more in line with that graphic style. Yeah. I would think if Nintendo wanted to do a Pro, which they probably are, this holiday season would be the right move. Or spring-ish of next year. But this holiday would make a great sense. Unless, you know, N64 Classic. Yeah, don't know when that'll ever happen. But, yeah. I'm thinking this holiday season would be best. I'd love to see it. Any one of those versions would be kind of cool to be announced. Let me know in the comments which one you think, if you think they're going to do one at all. And which one you like, or what you think might be cool features to add to it, or your take on it. Alright guys, have a good night, keep on gaming, and catch you in the next video.